nu știu.
Oh,
Dar era un prieten de-al nostru. Dar era un prieten de-al nostru.
oh, bine, dragă.
No, hai că acum sunt și eu pe Zoom, dar unde e?
Zice, waiting for the host to start the meeting.
Acum am startuit-o, acum pot să mai intri odată, te rog.
Oh, ok.
Să vedem. Unde ești?
Ok.
Felicia, unde ești? Hello!
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 Uh-oh. Ok, it says the...
Uite,
the
uite,
host-
Felicia e aici. Am văzut, te-am văzut. Uită-te!
Recording in progress.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, yes.
Good. All right.
Okay.
Can you see me? It's dark today.
See you very well. I can hear you very well, hopefully.
How is everybody? Upside down?
I cannot tell you anything about everybody. I can tell you about me.
Okay, let's hear it.
So lately I noticed that it really makes me nuts following the news, but not, you know, I don't have a TV, I don't watch on TV, but still the news come to me through, I don't know, Facebook a little bit, WhatsApp, other friends, and they are, it makes me crazy.
Yes. So how can we use that when it comes to us? Because it does make us crazy. Yeah, it makes everybody crazy.
Yes.
Because that is one of its purpose.
I noticed today, that it is purpose, in fact, yes.
Yes. But we can also use it as a tool in consciousness to sharpen our focus. Just like, for example, let's say if you drive your car on the road and you come to an intersection and you stop your car, because that's what the news does. It stops us from what we're doing, yeah? It's like we're at an intersection and it's like, I don't want to stop, but we're stopped at the intersection anyhow, because there's a stop sign. So we have to stop, yes? And at the intersection, there's signs going everywhere. They point you left, right, or you could go ahead. And when we sit at the stoplight, the other signs don't bother us. We just go with the ones that we like, yes? We don't get out of the car and take all the other signs down or...
Beautiful explained. It's such a nice metaphor. Yes, it's true.
We have to remind ourselves the mechanism of consciousness, not the content of the message, because we get distracted with the content of the message. Just like at the intersection, you get distracted where all the signs are pointing.
Exactly. And to just, we can laugh a little bit saying that we get in contradiction with the other sign, saying it's not true that this sign goes there, and it's not true that this sign goes there, and we are chatting with the signs, with the saying that it's true, maybe it's not true, or maybe it's good, or maybe it's not good, or it's good to go to the right, it's good to go ahead, or it's bad to go ahead or to the right. It's like this with those news.
Yes, we get out of the car and we sit at the intersection and argue for everything. what's right, what's wrong, what's good, who said this, who said that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we can remind ourselves every single time something comes, because we have we live in simultaneity of being. So all the signs or all the news come to us now simultaneously, and turning the channels off doesn't work. Just like taking all the signs out of the ground, that won't help us. And being present in simultaneously is how actually our being exists. It exists like that.
Exactly. And everything that happens now, it shows us exactly that. That everything it exists in the same time, and it's okay, and it works or it doesn't work, but everything works, in fact.
Yeah, in that timeline where that sign points, everything works there accordingly to that timeline. So in every timeline, it works. It's meant to work that way. Yeah, if you find yourself in a timeline, an aspect of your being that you're sad, everything works there in order to support your sadness.
Absolutely.
Does it make sense?
It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense, because I also noticed these days that if I was sad, it's like everything showed me that I have all the reason to be sad. If I'm angry, everything showed me that I have all the reasons to be angry. I mean, not only the news, but also the small intersections with some friends or family or whatever. I was in the angry room, angry on everything.
Yes. So that's a wisdom. If you are able to observe that, how we amplify that frequency, and we amplify it, and then it's very intense. Huh? Or you could say it has speed, like it moves really fast. But actually, speed in soul language means amplifying. Huh? That's how we translate. We amplify, like it overwhelms us. It's gonna take over our existence. It feels like that.
Exactly, yes. Yes. And
so why does it feel like that when you find yourself in that room? Because the tendency is to try to get out of that room.
Yes, it's true. It's true.
Or
yes, and this situation with the virus and everything and vaccine and whatever, everybody's so crazy about it, and everybody's talking about it, and they want to get rid of it. Some people are ignoring, let's get rid of it. But I noticed that everybody is right, and all the possibilities are available. I mean, I have friends who are very scared, and they did what they had to do in order to get the permit. I have also friends, and also it happened to ourselves that we didn't have the passport, the green passport, and still we went through at the airport and nobody asked, or something happened. From instance, when we come back from Italy, we were so happy, and we had fun with the family over there, and we asked, do we need that green passport in order to come back? And a friend of us said no. So we said we don't do it. When we arrived at the airport, we saw a big soldier asking for the passport, and we said, wow, we don't have it. But we were so in such a mood, having fun, and we said, okay, still have the one that we used when we left to Romania, and we will show it. We found a solution. We go with that one. But 5 persons before us, I just saw the soldier just going and don't asking for anything. And we went through without that passport. And after we passed, after about 5 minutes, he came back to ask for the passport. So it was really so obvious for me that it's about our state of being. We were not in a worry state. So something happened, and we went through. And also I have some friends, they said that they are traveling like this all over the world. And I saw that also this is possible. Yes.
Yes, and so because you gave yourself the password inside through the state of being, yeah, you were at ease with yourself.
Exactly.
And it had nothing to do with the outside paperwork. It never does. It never does. It never does. Even, let's say, even if you were there and let's say you didn't go through, yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that you were not in the preferred state of being. It means that you're showing something much deeper, more profound in yourself. There is a piece in there that's waiting for you that you want to gift yourself, another discovery, another self-discovery. And then we use this COVID or the passport as a catalyst to show yourself another way of you looking at life.
Yes.
And so there is many layers every single time you find yourself at this kind of an intersection, because the intersection is in your being. And you come at the point of intersection, at the crossroads in your life, that something new is birthing. Another way of looking at life you have birthed in your being, or it's birthing in your being. And you want to discover that. And that's actually the true meaning of the cross.
Wow, the true meaning of the cross. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's also.
Mm-hmm. So that's why you stop there. You stop. We slow down that consciousness, like we always spoke about, the 16 minutes and a half that drives us crazy. Why do we slow down consciousness? Because we know when we birth the desire is complete. It's done. It's done. But we slow down so we could see, so that peace, that new you can show itself to you.
So beautiful. I love this, that science of being. Amazing. Say it once more. When you choose it, it's done.
Oh, it is, because when you birth a desire, it has a certain core frequency. The desire in itself, it feels a certain way. Every desire, yeah? It has its own core frequency. Otherwise, it wouldn't show up in your consciousness. It has a signature core frequency. And you translate that through your feeling or your state of being. You describe it to yourself in a certain way to confirm to yourself that you birthed it, that you are it, because otherwise you wouldn't feel it. So you're sending yourself a signal. This is how you read the blueprint through a state of being to that unique desire. let's choose an example, one of your desires right now. Yeah? What you want, or something that you want. It doesn't matter what it is.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a big thing, because usually it could be a little thing, like anything.
Okay, so I want to travel without having a big file with me. I want to travel free.
All right, so how does that feel, freedom inside? What does it feel like? If you were to describe it to yourself or to me.
It feels like I have space in between my cells. It's like I can breathe. I don't have to think about 1 million things when I go somewhere, and I just take a plane ticket and go, or whatever, tomorrow or in half an hour or in 2 hours. It's like spontaneity, and
spontaneous.
It feels very interesting how it feels. The
so
freedom.
it feels openness, spontaneous, immediate, instant. So that's the frequency signature of that desire. That's its pure essence.
Okay.
And so now when we go outside, then now you have to notice that simultaneously with that core frequency, because we exist in simultaneity of being, the story about it shows up as well. Okay. And the story usually says, so I don't have, meaning the story is about the absence of that frequency. The story.
Yes. Okay.
And so we have a contrast.
Exactly.
And that's great, because that's how it is. Because in contrast, that's where that little piece is waiting, right there. When you notice that there is a story of the absence, it's like you are stopping yourself at the stoplight.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like you're stuck, but you're stopping there on purpose. It's a great purpose.
Okay.
One, to notice that it happens simultaneously. So you don't choose one or the other, because people fight. Yeah, they fight within themselves. They set that cross current. They think, I gotta get rid of this story in order to feel the core frequency, but they happen simultaneously.
Wow. Yes. Okay.
That's
very interesting. So, for instance, in my example, I want to travel free. Okay. So I have this thought, and the next step is, how does it feel? How does it feel? This is how you tune in on that frequency. You go to the, how does it feel?
Yes, you could tap in, because the story says, how do you get out? How do you go after and get that passport? That's what the story says. How do you run after it? How do you chase after it?
Okay.
And what you're saying is you can tap straight into the frequency, because you do simultaneously. Yeah, you run with the story as well, because you're showing what's happening in the mirror of your belief system. Simultaneously, you're showing the contrast to yourself. And you're also showing to yourself that you could just step into the pure core frequency that feels open, playful, spontaneous. And you could also go there without the story as well. Actually, that's where you go in now. Naturally you go there, and naturally, because what natural means, yeah, because people think, oh, going into the mirror is not natural. It is, because that's what's happening in a mirror. Yeah, naturally there, you're going to put all the conditions so you could show yourself how you create this mirror image. You put all the conditions, you attach the story and all the conditions to it. And all the conditions and all conditions are also, you could say, all the ways that you could look at yourself from another perspective, or you could also say that different timelines, yeah? But those timelines are the ones in a mirror. That's the difference. When we put conditions, yeah, you're showing yourself, what am I looking in the mirror of my belief system, not in how others mirror to me, how I mirror to myself.
Exactly. Exactly. And you go crazy if you try to change the mirror. If you try to do something there to change the mirror, oh, it takes you crazy. So the tool is to go inside you and to see over there and to stay what you prefer and to see how it feels and to let the story unfold before you, because as soon as you decide it's, let's say, what you want, what you prefer, it is done.
Or it was already done when you birth the desire. When you set up the frequency or the blueprint, it's done. Yes. And so now you could use the mirror to fine tune, just like you use all the signs at the intersection. They're there for you to fine tune. So instead of rejecting the mirror because it happens anyhow, you have signs at the stoplight, you can't help that. So now let's use the mirror as well for what it's meant to be. Because it's showing you the accuracy, what timeline you're in and what happens there. Mm-hmm. It's very accurate. There is nothing else that could happen in that timeline except for what is meant to be. So that means when we are at this intersection, that we're actually holding the balance of infinity. That's where we hold the balance, because the mirror is just as significant as it is the core frequency. They're of equal value. They're of equal value. And that's where we stand in consciousness right now as a race at that crossroad.
Beautiful times.
Absolutely, because it's the place where you stand all the time anyhow. You are the observer, you're the equalizer, you're the catalyzer, you are everything to yourself. Yes. Your own friend, you're your own enemy. What else? You're your own counsel. And they are all of equal value, because even if you're an enemy to yourself, that piece of yourself holds something for you.
Great. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And when you think that this is all it is, and it is, you see, we had this conversation of 20 minutes conversation, and actually we almost said it all. It's all, that's all.
We said it all. If we leave it right there. So if we leave it right there and don't elaborate, and you go over and over and over and over and over this conversation.
Absolutely, yeah? Yes.
And not just go over mentally, but let life, because life is the real guru, you know, life is the everything. Let life itself show you.
You know, I have a very beautiful story with some very young friends of mine, but very young. They're about 20 years, 25 years old. And I was very concerned about everything what happens. That was 1.5 years ago, 2020. And they were so serene and saying, oh, we are not with that story. And I said, how comes that all the planet is with that story? How comes that you are not with that story? I said, you are with what? And they said, we are with trust. And I said, trust in what? And they said, in existence. We are trusting life, existence. And they actually didn't choose to play the story that apparently a lot of people on the planet are choosing to play now. Or
yes,
what I see, this is what I see, of course, because maybe
you could see how others choose to play that story. Yes, because they listen to it and then they come and they bring it to your table, and all of a sudden they're serving it for you as a menu, as a part of the menu, and they assume there is an assumption, yeah, that it's part of your menu as well. Yeah.
Yes.
And then we notice like what are they catalyzing in you, because they really know what they want. They want that. Otherwise they wouldn't choose to focus there. So it's very obvious this is what they prefer. Like you said at the beginning, you know, they feel more comfortable, and if they take the vaccine, yeah, it has to do with their level of fear. They take the vaccine.
Absolutely, and it works. I mean, it works. Everything works, and everything is okay, and everything is a good choice. That's amazing.
Yes, because it fits them perfectly.
Exactly. Yes.
So now it's like when they put that in before you, you have to notice what you do with yourself. Now what they do with themselves, they know, they show you. We're very sure and grounded in our timeline. And that's great.
Yes.
So now they come as a catalyst to see, so you could show yourself, yeah, what are you grounded in?
Yes.
And to show you accurately now what you really want, because people want things, but they're not always like tuned into the frequency, and they think they are, but they're mostly speaking about the absence of what they want. So they're not necessarily grounded in their preferred timeline. They think they are. But you want accuracy, you want consciousness to show you where you're actually grounded. And that's why people like that come in. But yeah, now they don't mirror, so now it's very important that you understand that you're showing yourself. They don't mirror to you where you're at. You mirror. Yeah, you. They don't mirror to you because they mirror to themselves where they're at, right? It's very important to distinguish this, because in the New Age community, we think when people come, they mirror our state of being, and it's like they don't.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
They don't.
The truth is that this New Age spirituality took us in places where that was not good. And I would like to also discuss another thing that it's very, very important, because what we already said, it's the main of what we talked since we met. And you see, in 20 minutes, we were able to explain everything. But there is also something very important. And for me, was very, it made me feel more comfortable with myself. And as you said, even if sometimes it's hard to believe, each of us has our own universe. That means that we cannot hurt somebody, we cannot help somebody. It's an illusion. We just have to keep staying with what we prefer, because everyone has his own universe.
Yes, there's many Mother Earth here as people. Yeah, 7.some billion Earth planets. Because each being has its unique perspective on how they of what Mother Earth really means to them. It's what it means to you is the real Earth. Just like when you describe to me the frequency of your desire to travel free. If you were to describe to me Mother Earth, that is Earth for you. That is the real Earth for you.
Yes.
And for you alone.
Yes. Actually, there are a lot of, for me, of course, I'm always talking about me, not in general, but for me, lately, I had so many notions that were very important for me, and or my existence was based on that are not true anymore. And I will just give us an example. One morning I thought about gravity, and I said, gravity is not that the earth has something that sticks us to it and doesn't let us to fall in the universe. The gravity, it's your own heart and the state of, it's the magnetic field of your state of being. This is the only gravity. If we wants to have a definition of the gravity, this is the gravity. Not what we were taught in the school that.
No.
Exactly.
It's your heartbeat, or your heart meaning essence. Yeah, the core frequency that you emanate in any given moment. Yeah, because you emanate many states of being through the day. So that is the electromagnetic field of the earth. Your earth, not everybody's earth, yours.
Earth.
So heart means that core frequency, yeah, the essence of you, and the essence of you that holds the balance of the infinite perspective that you choose to express.
Exactly. This is why this situation is such a catalyst, because there are so many discussions that we have to do something because we care about the others, but in fact, we just have to take a look inside and see what you prefer and what do you want to build your own universe, not build, it's already built.
Yeah, and what piece of the puzzle are you looking for? Because that's what thrills you all the time. Huh? It thrills you to find that little piece of the puzzle. That's that spontaneity that you find out. Yeah, the curiosity. That's how you satisfy your curiosity. It's like you almost hide a piece of this puzzle, and then it looks for you. It almost looks for you, and it finds you. Huh?
Oh, yes. What you seek is seeking you.
Yeah, and you know, like you and I now, you know, we embark in this journey about me getting to Romania, right? It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing how many things we found out, yeah? And also how we see how we get caught as well into the bureaucracy of it, yeah? And it shows us that it has no end, no end.
Like, my God, oh my God.
No end, yeah? And but yet the desire is not affected by it because it's still there. No matter what is happening on the outside, we cannot kill the desire. It's there. It's like it's like bigger than anything else, right? It's like coming through us, yeah. So that's very good news because we're showing ourselves that's not affected by anything. And it also shows us that we can walk. How do we walk through this mirror with this frequency? Yeah, because we do anyhow. We take the frequency of this desire and we walk it through the mirror. We don't avoid the mirror. It's no fun because we're showing ourselves how we navigate the inner landscape through the mirror. That's what we're showing. You and I in different ways too, yeah? How we get catalyzed. People call it trigger, but I think I'd rather call it catalyzing because trigger implies that you're like doing something wrong and now you're having to rearrange yourself, yeah? But you're actually catalyzing and fine-tuning through that catalyst called my trip to Romania or finding out, yeah, finding out.
Okay, maybe we'll write a book about my trip to Romania.
Yeah, we should, but we should speak through the inner landscape of that, yeah, not just the conditions and the because in a mirror, the bureaucracy is gonna show up. That's what's always gonna show up. It cannot show us anything else. But through the inner landscaping, the inner one is showing you the opening, the catalyzing and the opening, that new way of you, finding something new about you while going through the mirror, while navigating through the mirror, because that's where the fun is. That discovery.
Yes, it's true that it's funny. It's always funny. It's always a surprise. And it makes you laugh and say, oh, wow, I didn't thought about it. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, even when you enter anger and frustration, the power of the anger, yeah? It's like an overwhelming, or the frustration, yeah? It's your life force.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's your life force yeah, and that feeling of discord, yeah, what we call a frustration or anger, whatever it is, yeah, it's a feeling of discord, yeah, but it's your life force that's showing you one thing and one thing only at that intersection, yeah. It says that you're experiencing the absence of the resonance with your desire. Yeah? Wow. The illusion, yeah?
Okay, so yes, that's very, very important. That I'm sorry.
That's in regards to anything, not just the trip to Romania, yeah? Because we have guidance system. It's showing the discomfort. The discomfort doesn't have to do with the circumstances. It has to do, yeah, with the discord. So you can align, just like when you get on the intersection, you don't get you don't feel a discord. You know that the signs are there to calibrate you back to where you're going. Because let's say in a country road, you don't have any You don't have signs anymore. It's just country, sky and earth. There's nothing else. Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing else left. Just like when you're in your consciousness and you come to a catalyzing moment or a trigger moment, there are no signs outside for you anymore. There's just like openness, yeah? That feeling of openness in your being that you speak about, yeah? And simultaneously, this discord that's actually helping you to come in resonance. Yeah? And we say there are no solution outside, which is like great, because now we have open sky and land. Yeah? We come and hit the bureaucracy wall and say there are no more signs outside. Great, wonderful, good, because if we go to the bureaucracy, we go through the same thing and we resolve the problem, but nothing really changes.
Yes.
I get to Romania and then we think we just resolved something, but actually we haven't.
Exactly.
And we could do that, and then we can announce to the world, oh, she got to Romania, but I don't think that's what's happening.
Yes, it's true. And we miss the opportunity to find new ways. And
yeah. Mm-hmm. That new land that we birth in consciousness, yeah, the diamond, the square one, when you square yourself away, yeah, that crossroad, you square yourself away, you said new land in consciousness and a new way of being. So that's where we're at with this trip to Romania or trip all over, wherever you want to go from one country to the other. We're discovering new ways. Yeah, because everybody else solves it. They got a vaccine. They go with the bureaucracy. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
They got their passport and they say, oh, they manifested their freedom. It's like, yeah, they did in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But people like us, we're choosing the inner landscape, and we come to this crossroads where there is sky and land. Remember the timeline that I drew it? Yeah, blue and brown.
Exactly. I do remember. Great.
Yeah. So be happy, celebrate when you're mad and all that. Celebrate as well, because it's there's nothing left anymore other than your inner landscape.
No, Felicia, I cannot do anything more because I'm so scared, because every time I don't remember this, my body is reacting immediately, like something appears on my skin, or I cannot see very well, and that's like, this body is amazing because it tells us stop it. If you are, let's say, angry and frustrated, and you keep going and keep staying there, and if it's too long, then your body
yeah, it has to. Yeah, it's the discord. It's showing you the discord, your discord. Yeah, it's showing you accurately your state of being. That's what it's describing. And I get very tired. I have to sleep for a couple of days, and I talk to a lot of people, which I'm probably gonna cut down, because some of them, it's no use. They have already, it's very clear to me, they have chosen their pathway.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we travel together, to a certain point, and then we go in the directions that we're meant to go.
Exactly, and it's perfectly okay. Yes, and yes, I notice also that it tires me up to continuously speak with some people, but it's okay because all those timelines that, as we discussed, exist, and everybody chooses his own path according to the gravitational field of your core essence.
Yeah, and we get sick almost instantaneously because we're going very fast in time, or you could translate it like going fast means the intensity. That's how you translate unconsciousness. Huh? The intensity means we're moving very fast in our consciousness. And when you move a high speed, it's like you have to really, it's like you're driving a Ferrari, you know, you better have the skills before you get in that car.
You better pay attention to the road and to yourself when you drive a Ferrari with 2,000 kilometers per hour.
So if you're riding your own timeline, the accuracy is beyond you could conceive, and you could handle it. That's why you're showing yourself, I can handle it. And we can. So what, even if you have a crash, you could sleep. We're gonna crash pretty often for the next couple of years. Hello? Yeah, I had a call coming in. Anyhow, because there is a lot of demolition. Let's talk about it. There's a lot of demolition going on. I mean, inner demolition. A lot of people are coming to the conclusion that whatever belief system have served them so far, they no longer serve. Maybe it served at some point, but it doesn't anymore.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. We were talking about this simple example with gravity. It's simple, but very eloquent.
Very profound too.
And very profound too. And there are a lot of demolitions. That's true. This is what I feel that it's, I mean, a lot of I see a lot of parents being concerned about schools and so on, but you know, those schools are not necessary for those kids, for some of the kids. So it's not a problem if you choose not to go to school or to have a very, I don't know, not very hard school. This is not very important those times. And it was, by my time, very, very important.
Yeah. Or sometimes parents are still concerned, or people are still concerned, they don't even have children. It's like, why are you concerned? You know what I mean? You have to notice these things. You don't even have children, or you don't even send them to that school anyhow, but you're still concerned. Like, why?
Yes, I know.
And there are many other topics. First of all, when somebody comes and puts on your plate like this, something, yeah, first thing you have to notice in your clarity, does this really actually apply to my life at all? Yeah. Right? Yeah. Because some of you have children that can teach themselves whatever they want to. Yeah, and they do. They already know it. They discover it. They don't even teach themselves. They discover, they know it. Yeah. So why would you even be concerned? Because they already moved themselves. Yeah, their focus. Yeah, focus. They moved their focus already in their own proper timeline. And no matter how concerned you are, they're not gonna step out of their timeline to tend to your concern. And everybody else in your family as well, you know, because we run into things with husbands and mothers and fathers and neighbors and nations and humanity, yeah. We have this clarity. Does this concern? If it does, then it's a whole different thing. But most of it doesn't. Like they say, oh, you know, health insurance costs are going up. It's like, I never go to the doctor, so why would I even bother? Yeah. Now to others, yes, that may be a concern, but that's just because health insurance costs are going up. To me, it means nothing. Nothing. Even if somebody gives me health insurance, which I had over the years, I never went anyhow. So, and I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. I'm saying if you do have it, just like with the vaccine, go to the doctor, but simultaneously see what your body is also telling you, because it has incredible intelligence.
Yes. And now we have the opportunity to discover that, and a lot more. And
yeah, a lot more, because we put it before us as humanity, as I always said before. Yeah, this pandemic is the biggest catalyst ever in the history of humanity, because we know who wear the masks. Yeah, the social engineer persona. The roles are the masks. The roles that we set up in relationship to others. We have roles that we play on a stage as a character. That's not the real being. The real being doesn't play roles with anybody. So we step on the stage and we have to put a costume. So it manifested into a pandemic, so we wear a mask. And now, whether you wear a mask or not is of no relevance, because all the masks are coming off anyhow, inward, yeah? To see who can stay naked or pure or tapped in, if they notice, yeah? The real self and the one in the mirror, and it happens simultaneously, and it's very, very, it's challenging, but yet it's the greatest discovery that you could simultaneously witness both, that you could witness this balance of infinity, and you could see that you could handle it, because that's what you're showing yourself. I can handle it no matter what. Yeah, there's a part of me that is like rooted. What are you rooted in? In your essence, in the mechanism of consciousness. That's where you're rooted, in the fundamentals. That's where you ground. Yeah, you don't ground because you go on a retreat and do some mantras. Nobody grounds in that. You ground into somebody else's mantra or something. Yeah.
yes.
You couldn't possibly ground yourself there.
Yes, that was another of one. You know, it will be very interesting from now on to discuss about our discoveries.
Yes,
it's such a fun, because I also discovered what means grounding. I thought that grounding means going outside with my barefoot and putting the foot on the ground and imagining that I connect to the middle of the earth and what I discovered lately, it was that this knowing who you are, that you are the seed of life, this is the most powerful grounding ever.
yes, ever. The three fundamental, yeah, the three principles. That's how you ground yourself, yeah. And the minute you take embodiment here, you're grounded, or you're grounded anywhere in the universe, because it doesn't matter what form, life form you show up in other universes. That's why you ground. That's what the Trinity of wholeness means, yeah? It doesn't mean the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Nobody can find the Holy Ghost, yeah? It's a ghost.
It's a ghost.
You chase after, yeah? You chase after your projections of the Holy Ghost. That's the Holy Ghost. So now we're discovering what really grounding means. Yeah, you ground new earth. You are the one We grounded new earth. What does new earth mean? It means a new way of being, or the way of being, like I always said, because it's not new.
Yes, the natural way of being, as you said once. Not
Yeah.
the normal one, the natural one. Big difference.
There's a big difference. Natural, what does natural mean? No effort. That's what the meaning of natural means. No effort required. Huh? And when you hit that effort, that discord, what does it mean? It only means one thing. Yeah, that you are simultaneously. It's very important. The simultaneously, what you're noticing, because otherwise I notice people still trying to choose the natural way versus the mirror. So there's still they still think that they're with one foot in a binary code and one in what natural. Let's go further. Let's go deeper than that. That we can hold the balance of all our perspective. We do, anyhow, we do.
Yes.
That's why you get up and go at it again, you know, after you recover a little bit, you go at it again. It means you can handle it.
Exactly.
It's like we never give up. I never give up on anything. I don't. I'm very stubborn or focused, you could say. Huh? Never ever. I just like, you know, bump here and there and to align myself. That's all. No big deal. End up in the trenches. I'm still God, even in a trench. I don't change it to something else. Yeah. It's God on the road and God in the trenches is the same God. Yeah. Nothing changes. It still remains God. Yeah. Anyhow, okay. Share with us some more of your discoveries because they're lovely and they help people and they, yeah.
Absolutely, we do that. Okay, because we do that because it's very fun and because it's easy, the easy way to talk about it, to remind ourselves about our discoveries and to share our discoveries.
What has shifted, what has changed inside ourselves, yeah? The outside will forever remain whatever it is. It doesn't even matter. Because, do you know why? Because it doesn't exist. It's just that how you interpret it, that's what is true for you. How you perceive, yeah, the perceiving of it. For example, this is very profound. I sat with this for a long time, yeah, because you all know I draw and I draw pictures of something, and people say I'm not an artist because I don't draw, yeah, I don't manifest art. So I sat with it and I thought, no, that's not what manifestation means, yeah, is that feeling inside of you that you want to draw something. It's already you set the blue. Let's say you want to draw a bird, whatever your favorite bird is or your totem, yeah. And there's a feeling that you associate because that bird is an aspect of your being. It represents something to you. It's a metaphor for you. It opens a state of being in your being. That's the manifestation. Whether you draw it or not is of no relevance because you already set up that blueprint as a frequency in consciousness, as a state of being, as a perspective, yeah? So the way you perceive my drawing, yeah, and the way Radu perceives the drawing, that is the real drawing. It's not the way I drew it. You see what I mean? It's not the picture in itself. It's not. because I already birthed in consciousness that state of being. And the way you tap, we use the symbolism, you already tap into that frequency of you, aspect of you, how you relate to that totem. The perceiving of the drawing is the manifestation.
Wow.
Not the drawing.
Wow, wow, wow.
Okay, got it.
I want to experience this also. Oh, that's so cool.
So I'm gonna leave it right there and use that metaphor with everything. Yeah. So you discover the true meaning of manifestation and not be confused what it really means. Yeah. Has nothing to do with getting the things outside. Not at all. It has to do with this perceiving, and that you can always find in you.
Whew. Great news. So we can open a channel with only great news.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wonderful news. Only great news. What we discovered. So
let's do that, and let's leave this one right there. Because
we'll leave this one right here because we talked a lot and it was very deep, profound, and I also have to replay it. And thank you very much, Felicia.
Thank you. So what should we call this? Balance of infinitude?
Yes.
Okay,
of course. Let's call this balance of infinity. Yes.
Okay, and we'll put it on YouTube, and I'll put it on Hyperborea and everywhere. So
great.
People can. All right.
We do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It was great.
Bye.
Bye.